What's up? Anamunem here, trying to give my review of Fate's Day Night Heaven's Feel 3 Spring Song. I just saw the movie last week in theaters. It came to the United States, and yeah, just some things watching movies during a pandemic. I do not recommend it, unless it's a limited time screening of an anime movie. Just some thoughts. I'm in New York actually, so all the theaters in the city are closed since March. I had to hop over to New Jersey. I have to say, a movie theater is probably one of the more dangerous places to be in a pandemic because even though there's social distancing on the seats, on the left and right sides, it's still a air conditioned, sealed room. So you just gotta trust that everyone wears their masks and don't touch anything. But yeah, let's talk about Fate's Day Night because I have some strong opinions about this movie. I was very excited to watch it just because the first two movies were just like so sick. Even if you hate the Fate storyline, the amount of emotion and action is on point. Also, here my girl Ryder over here, she gets some time to shine. So yeah, let's talk about it. Also, spoiler alert warning here for all three movies. I'll do a quick rundown on the first two movies before talking about this movie, just so people can refresh their memories. Also, yeah, if you do want to watch the movie, I'd click away from this review. Maybe wait a few more months for it to be actually released in a legal streaming service. Okay, so for the first movie, Presage Flower, it was basically kind of just a setup for the Holy Grail War. A classic Holy Grail War setup with our main character Emiya just coming in. Although this war is a little different. So he's there, and then he gets a little close to Sakura. So it's the Sakura arc basically. Rin is there too, and then there's Ilya with Berserker. The main plot line is just that there's this like evil assassin dude and caster trying to make everyone sleep, like take their powers, similar to Fate Unlimited Blade Works, but it's a little different now because Zato, Shinji and Sakura's grandfather, who has like a evil plot. And there's also the shadow that keeps sucking on servants and killing them instantly. So yeah, also Sakura has some mysterious illness. And then Saber gets sucked in by the shadow, so she's now Saber Alter. So yeah, in part two, Lost Butterfly, Emiya is still rocking even though he lost Saber. And Sakura comes through and she's actually Ryder's real master. It's not Shinji. So that she's actually pretty strong and she has this like evil curse inside of her. She actually has bugs inside of her which are just like sucking on her magic. And then they were like implanted through experiments by her grandfather because she has like the holy grail power inside of her. So yeah, Sakura's just suffering for no reason. I like this movie because it was just showed so much emotion from Sakura. How she's trying to cope with her inner like nice girl side, but also her sexual arousals. So yeah, she's kind of ashamed of herself. She's like, "Oh, I'm dirty. I cause suffering for everyone." And yeah, her and Emiya have sex in this arc, which is yeah very spicy. But then yeah, Sakura just moves away. She actually kills Gilgamesh and a bunch of other people. And then at the end, she almost gets raped by her stepbrother Shinji. Like, yo, what are you doing, stepbro? Chill. But then, yeah, she didn't want Emiya to find out about this, so she killed Shinji when he tried to do it one last time. And yeah, very emotional movie, part two, where Sakura just turns evil at the end. And then in part three, we start off with Emiya and Rin, Ilya, all the main characters just in Emiya's like house. And then Sakura comes through with Saber Alter. And yeah, she's like pretty badass. She makes Emiya kind of back off. Also, Emiya has Archer's arm, which I forgot about in part two, so it's kind of a cool parallel where, yeah, they're the same person. But yeah, Emiya had his arm cut off in the second movie by the evil assassin guy. So then Archer gives him his arm while he dies. So then, yeah, Sakura kidnaps Ilya. Emiya goes tries to rescue her with the priest. Also, we know that Sakura's grandfather, Zato, he's trying to take over her body at one point, so yeah, that plot point is still there. Sakura's like being used still, all the bugs are still there. The priest scraps with Zato, he almost kills him. And then he also almost kills Assassin. It was just like pretty savage by him. Also, when they rescue Ilya, Berserker comes after them. And this is one of the two top fights in the movie where Emiya pulls out the power of his arm and he summons the 9 lives blade works and just like takes a big cleaver and just like kills Berserker. So yeah, it's cool to see Emiya actually do some action. He doesn't have a servant, so he's just using his inner power to fight. He's using his Trace-on and his blade works to fight with these other servants. So yeah, Berserker dies. Ilya gets kind of sad since she and Berserker, that was like her day one homie, and now he's gone. Also, while Kairi fights with Zoken and the assassin, he gets his heart like taken out by Sakura, so he almost looks like he's dead. So after that, they dip out, and the whole rest of the movie is them trying to plan out how to defeat Sakura. So then there's this magic blade called the Jeweled Sword from Rin, Ilya, and Emiya's like past family. They have the power to create this sword, and then it just like destroys all magic. Also, Ryder wants Emiya to be protected, but also doesn't want him to kill Sakura. So yeah, the goal of saving Sakura is still on the table. Also, Sakura finds like a bug of her grandfather inside of her, and that's like his last remaining life. So she just squashes it, and the grandfather looks like he's dead. And now after this is where like the big money fight comes in, because all of them come into the Holy Grail dungeon where the final confrontation, the showdown between Ryder and Saber alter, while Rin goes on to fight her sister Sakura. So yeah, this fight with Saber and Ryder is kind of the big money fight. Basically kind of just combo moves. Emiya's just chilling in the back while Excalibur is coming through. Big red laser sword from Saber versus Ryder's chains, and then her just like jumping from rock platforms to rock platforms. Emiya does his I am the bone of my sword combination move. It's like a flower shield to block Excalibur. And then he does the finishing hit on Saber. It looked like she had some consciousness at the end where she wasn't controlled, but yeah, sad. Emiya had to kill his servants. This fight was just like on point, just like, oh my god, this is what we were waiting for this movie. So then after that, there was also a cool fight where Rin just styles on Sakura. She has her dagger. Like all of Sakura's like big blob monsters that she summons cannot hurt Rin. She just like destroys everything with the dagger. And as she jumps in to stab Sakura, she hesitates and she's like, yeah, I can't kill you. You're my little sister. Like I always like try to let you win even though you're weaker. And yeah, Sakura's like really in grief. She's like, oh, why are you so strong? It's not fair, etc. So yeah, Sakura stabs Rin before she can stab Sakura. And yeah, it looks like Rin is about to die. But then Emiya comes in. They all get saved. He sweet talks Sakura. He has a bunch of like knives coming out of his arms. Just I think it's from his archer power. But yeah, he's suffering a lot. But he convinces Sakura to stop. He tells Sakura, hey, like you shouldn't hate yourself. It's like you didn't do anything wrong. You're not evil. Like even if you killed all these people, it's like you're being controlled. So yeah, very anime protagonist of him. And then yeah, Kyrie also comes through, and then he just wants to take the Holy Grail power himself. He wants to like unleash it on the world. So yeah, Emiya stops him, and then he wants to sacrifice his life, but then Ilya comes in. She sacrifices her life instead. They had like a brother-sister moment. Let me protect you now. So yeah, Ilya has like the sacrifice. The necklace that Emiya had broke, and yeah, just the whole underground Holy Grail cave is just destroyed. And yeah, at the end, Emiya's body is missing, but in a few like fast cutscenes, we see them look for Emiya, and then they like reassemble his body somehow. And now he's alive, happy, and they're all together. Emiya and Sakura see the cherry blossoms together, kind of like a return to normalcy. Ryder's also there, so yeah, resurrected Ryder in the real world. Yeah, very nice ending. Yeah, let's talk about how I felt about this movie. It was very meh, emotional wise, just because the past two movies had very high emotional events. This one just looked like it was like an arms race to fight with Sakura, and once they did fight with her, she was like kind of just couldn't really hang, and she was just weak. And yeah, they just saved her with no repercussions. The fact that it was more focused on the Sakura fight instead of any type of character development. They're trying to end a movie on those two big fights and then try not to expand on the characterization at all. Or maybe it's just classic Fate storytelling. Also, the other plot line with the Holy Grail kind of didn't matter to me at all. Like, I didn't care about the priest Kire just fighting with Emiya at the end. It was just like, damn, he was strong, but you have no purpose here anymore. So yeah, that's how I felt about the movie. It was still worth watching. Like, I wanted to see the end of this trilogy. And in terms of box office polls, I think this did pretty well in Japan. Obviously, can't beat out Demon Slayer, who was on top this year, but yeah, it was one of the top anime movies this year. I think it matched the other two movies in just like popularity and success, but either the pacing felt a bit rushed to me to like fit all these kind of actions in at the end, and not enough emotional pull to make up for it. Although the action was top tier, so I'll give it that. So much gas for the Rider fight, and it paid off. Saber Alter's personality was very funny. It's just classic Saber, but she was evil because she's rooted to Sakura. I also thought it was kind of sad how Sakura had her moment. This was her time to shine. And yeah, she just got wrecked by Rin, styled on. So a bit disappointing there. Evil Sakura is basically just some weak girl that's been manipulated, and she always has that victim complex. Like, it's not my fault. It's not fair, stuff like that, which is like get warranted since she had such a rough, traumatic childhood. But yeah, her motivations were there, but the execution seemed kind of weak. How she was just like a stepping stone, and then there was like the priest at the end. But yeah, I'm glad to finish off the trilogy, and I think that's all the roots of Fate Stay Night covered. So no more movies or anime. I think we had our fill. And I'll leave it there as we watch the Sakura blossom at the end.